Hope returns to South Trinidad. Petrotrin Refinery restart talks ignite economic revival dreams. Energy Minister Moonilal reveals major international interest as government fast-tracks plans to reopen historic facility before year's end. After 8 years of economic stagnation, South Trinidad is stirring with renewed hope. The government's accelerating negotiations to restart the shuttered Pointe-à-Pierre refinery have sparked cautious optimism across communities that have endured nearly a decade of hardship since Petrotrin's controversial 2018 closure under the previous PNM administration. Energy Minister Dr. Roodal Moonilal revealed that Prime Minister Kamla Persidbasesar's government is advancing serious discussions with major international and regional investors, including Chevron of the United States, the National China Offshore Oil Corporation, Nigeria-based Oando, Indian Oil Corporation, and the Oilfield Workers Trade Union's Patriotic Energies and Technologies Company. The refinery is now targeted for a phased restart later this year, with at least 2 plants expected to come on stream before December 2026. For residents and business owners in Marabella, Pointe-à-Pierre, and San Fernando, this development represents far more than an industrial restart. It symbolizes the potential restoration of communities devastated by the refinery's closure. Marabella became a ghost town. Businesswoman Stara Dean, who operates everything for less along the southern main road in Marabella, described the past 8 years as devastating. The past 8 years have been difficult. Businesses closed down along southern main road, and hundreds of people were thrown on the breadline, Dean said. We want to see Marabella get life again, so we welcome the refinery reopening. Since 2018, sections of what was once a bustling commercial strip have seen shuttered storefronts and steadily declining economic activity. Gautam Maharaj, chairman of Guaracara Refinery Company Ltd., captured the devastation bluntly. If you drive through Marabella post-shutdown, it's a ghost town. People are in need of this type of sustenance. Former workers, from middle class to security guards. For thousands of workers who lost their jobs when the PNM government shut down Petrotrin in 2018, the toll has been profound. Hemant Ganesh, a former senior refinery operator who spent 28 years at Petrotrin, described the transition as brutal. It was extremely difficult. When I got laid off, I had to work as a supervisor at a security firm. The worst part of it was losing the medical care, Ganesh said. Now 55, after 8 years of hardship, Ganesh is excited about returning to work. I can still make a contribution. I hope when the refinery is reopened, they will ensure that the pension plan is re-examined so that it will benefit all the retirees and those who contributed to the pension plan in the past. Winston Harvey, whose father worked at the refinery for 40 years, emphasized the intergenerational impact. Since Petrotrin closed, the young people cannot find jobs. I am very happy that this refinery is being reopened. Government moving fast. 4-phase restart strategy. Energy Minister Moonilal confirmed that the UNC government, immediately upon taking office in May 2025, appointed a refinery restart committee to assess viability. The committee concluded that reopening is technically, commercially, and financially viable, particularly given current global demand for refined products. We have been happily and kindly overwhelmed by expressions of interest in the refinery from companies near and far, domestic and local companies, as well as important actors in Europe, Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, and at home here, Moonilal said. A recent virtual meeting with Chevron officials was productive, with the government subsequently providing technical documents and research materials. Regional cooperation is also advancing through discussions with Guyana following high-level meetings between Prime Minister Persidbasesar and Guyanese President Irfan Ali. European interest has materialized with Italy-based investment firm Tecnomont currently in Trinidad and Tobago for financing discussions. We are now looking at the commercial structure to go forward with the refinery. I expect that all of that will take place within the next month or two, and we should have an agreement and a partnership fixed commercially, legally, and contractually, Moonilal said. Time is critical. Moonilal stressed that time is critical, warning that prolonged inactivity could increase costs and pose risks to plant integrity and safety. Experts who recently assessed the facility rated its condition at between 5 and 6 on a scale of 10, suggesting that while some degradation has occurred over 8 years of PNM inactivity, the refinery remains workable. Strategic advantage and timeline. Chairman Maharaj explained that global interest reflects Trinidad and Tobago's strategic position. The country's proximity to major oil producers such as Guyana and Venezuela, coupled with its long-standing refining expertise and political stability, makes it an attractive investment destination. The refinery's unique business model, tailoring fuel blends to meet specific Caribbean market needs, sets it apart from larger international refineries. While a full restart of all refinery units could take up to 39 months, a phased approach would allow for earlier production. Initial operations could begin within a year of finalizing commercial agreements, with some plants coming online ahead of others. Maharaj estimated that thousands of workers could be engaged during repair and refurbishment, with more than 1,000 permanent jobs expected once full operations are achieved. Community voices. Hope mixed with caution. While excitement is building, some residents are tempering optimism with calls for transparency. Selwyn Charles, a Moruga resident, said, "When these multinational companies come in here, we have to make sure that those who are running the refinery are doing the right thing." Historic legacy. Established in 1917, the Pointe-à-Pierre Refinery was once the largest refinery in the British Empire and played a critical role during World War II as a supplier of aviation fuel for Allied forces. The PNM's 2018 decision to close the facility, rather than modernize it, was controversial, destroying not just jobs but institutional knowledge and the social fabric of entire communities. Promise made, promise kept? The UNC government campaigned in 2025 on a commitment to reopen Petrotrin. Now, less than a year into office, the government is moving aggressively to fulfill that promise with a realistic, phased approach backed by serious international interest. If executed successfully, the refinery restart could represent one of the most significant economic development initiatives in Trinidad and Tobago's recent history. For residents like Stara Devidine, Hemant Ganesh, and Winston Harvey, the restart represents more than economic opportunity. It represents vindication, hope, and the possibility that Marabella and surrounding communities can once again thrive. For the first time in 8 years, South Trinidad has reason to believe that better days may actually be ahead. Surrounding communities can once again thrive. For the first time in 8 years, South Trinidad has reason to believe that better days may actually be ahead.